Look at this photograph of a 1940s English street. By 1943, the country was breathing through the ash of the Second World War. Mandatory nightly blackout conditions left cities shrouded in total darkness, creating a sense of isolation in every neighborhood. On the evening of April 18th, that atmosphere extended to this rural geography, specifically a private estate known as Hagley Wood in Worcestershire. 4 teenage boys, Robert, Thomas, Bob, and Fred, were trespassing on Lord Cobham's land. They were searching for bird nests, quietly navigating the brush until they found a decaying, hollowed-out wych elm. Bob, the bravest of the group, climbed up to look for eggs. He reached his hand down into the trunk, but his fingers brushed against matted hair, then irregular teeth. He pulled out a human skull. The boys dropped the bone and fled, terrified of the consequences of trespassing. But the youngest boy's confession to his father that night brought authorities to a tree that kept its secret for nearly 2 years. When police arrived at the tree the next morning, they realized the severity of the scene. An entire female skeleton had been stuffed feet first into the tight, hollow space. Based on the narrow opening, she had to be placed there while her body was still warm. The physical evidence was specific. A piece of taffeta cloth was wedged deep into her throat, causing her death by suffocation. Further complicating the scene, one of her hands had been severed and its bones were found scattered in the dirt nearby. These forensic investigators handed the remains over to Professor James Webster. His examination provided a physical profile. She was roughly 35 years old, 5 feet tall, had irregular teeth, and had a child. This map shows the scale of the subsequent search. Police took her distinct dental records and cross-referenced them against thousands of glowing data points, representing every missing persons file across the nation. But as the data filtered through, they found no match. Forensics had provided a detailed physical profile, yet the victim remained anonymous, never appearing in any dental or missing persons file in the country. In December 1943, nearly 8 months after the discovery, the investigation took a turn toward the city of Birmingham. This message began appearing on brick walls across the city. Initially, it asked, "Who put Lubella down the wych elm?" Over the following weeks, the name was shortened to simply Bella. These messages were written high up on walls in absolute darkness, specifically during the wartime blackouts designed to evade German air raids. The person writing them was operating under the threat of bombardment. The messages suggested that someone in the city knew the victim's name and the exact location of the body, but preferred to communicate through chalk rather than a police statement. These nocturnal writings ensured that the case stayed in the public eye, even as the official leads went cold. With no formal identification, 3 primary hypotheses emerged to explain the woman's death. The first focuses on the occult. Researchers, including Egyptologist Margaret Murray, noted that the severed hand and tree burial shared similarities with dark folklore rituals. Police dismissed this, concluding the hand had been moved by animals scavenging for food. The second theory, surfacing in 1953, suggested Bella was a German double agent. Investigators hypothesized she had been executed by her own espionage network to prevent her from talking to British authorities. The third theory involves a direct confession. A woman named Una Mossop told police that her ex-husband Jack, along with a Dutch accomplice, had put an unconscious woman into the tree following an argument, intending to leave her there as a scare tactic. Jack Mossop could not be questioned. He had been committed to an asylum, reportedly tormented by nightmares of a woman staring at him from inside a tree. He died before the boys ever discovered the remains. Each theory aligns with the specific fears of the time: the occult, wartime spies, or the simple violence of a domestic dispute. Yet none have been proven. It has been over 80 years since the discovery in Hagley Wood. Any attempt at modern DNA testing is currently impossible. Bella's skeleton was sent away for research and eventually lost in storage. The official police files remain sealed. The people who knew her and the person who killed her are gone. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the graffiti continues to appear. In 2020, someone used white chalk to rewrite the phrase on the original stone monument near Hagley Wood. While the forensic evidence has vanished, the question remains fixed in the local landscape. Between an occult ritual, a wartime spy, or the confession of Jack Mossop, which do you believe is the most likely? Let me know in the comments.